Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 6, 2025, and UEFA have approved the match against Villarreal to be held in Miami. Also, Barcelona still tracking Etta Eyong with the player willing to come to Barcelona. And finally, German media sources stating that Barcelona are targeting Karim Adeyemi. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that UEFA have reluctantly, but nonetheless, have approved the match against Villarreal, Barcelona versus Villarreal, to be held in Miami, Florida. Now, as you know, Javier Tebas has been trying to hold some La Liga matches in the US. Part of it, according to him, to expand La Liga brand, and also, of course, another part to bring in more money into the Spanish league. He's tried this twice before. It didn't work. This third time around, he finally got the approval of the Royal Spanish Football Federation to have the Barcelona versus Villarreal match to be played in Miami. But of course, besides the approval of both clubs and the Royal Spanish Football Federation, Javier Tebas needed the approval of UEFA. And well, today UEFA decided to approve this match going through. Now, UEFA had held a meeting a few weeks ago in Croatia to decide this. They decided to postpone the decision. And well, now the decision is official. UEFA have approved this match to be held in the US. And they also approved a Serie A match to be held in Australia. I think it was AC Milan versus Como. I can't remember, and honestly, I don't really care. Now, this was the statement of Alexander Seferin, highlighting that, yes, they are approving this, but they're not too happy about it. And this is what the president of UEFA had to say. League matches should be played at home. Anything else would deprive loyal fans of their rights and could distort the competitions. Our consultation confirmed the extent of these concerns. I would like to thank all 55 national associations for their constructive and responsible engagement on such a sensitive issue. Although it is regrettable that we have had to allow these two matches to take place, this decision is exceptional and must not be seen as a precedent. Our commitment is clear: to protect the integrity of national leagues and to ensure that football remains rooted in its local environment. So Cheferin saying we had to approve this, but we're not happy about it because, well, local football has to be played in locally, right? This whole having Spanish matches being played in US and Italian matches being played in Australia, not fair for the fans. And he says, of course, it goes against, it distorts competitions because you're taking away the whole home versus away advantage, right? Because now both teams are away fans, and you can even argue that Barcelona might have the home advantage, even though it's supposed to be a Villarreal home match, because let's be honest, there's going to be a lot more Barcelona fans in Miami than there are in Villarreal, if any. Now, UEFA also stated that they will be working with FIFA in order to clarify these rules, because right now there's no rules that say you can't do that from UEFA's standpoint. So that's why they were like, okay, there's no rule that says no, so we have to let you do it. But there could be a change in the rules down the road where this might prevent from happening, which honestly I agree with. Like Seferin said, I mean, imagine being a Villarreal season ticket holder and you have these tickets and you want to go watch Barcelona, and all of a sudden, oh wait, sorry, the match is gonna be played 3,000 miles away. And not just the fans, right? The players. Now they have to fly 8-10 hours all the way to Miami, adapt to the 6-hour time difference, play one match just to fly back another 10 hours, have to readapt to 6-hour time difference. This is just not ideal. Just not ideal. I see the appeal of trying to, bring in more money, but Spanish football needs to be played in Spain. That goes, by the way, for the Supercopa as well, being played in Saudi Arabia. What are we doing here? Anyways, let's move on to the next bit of news, because speaking of Villarreal, as you know, Barcelona tried to sign one of their up-and-coming stars during this summer transfer market, but he eventually went to Levante, and the guy we're talking about is Etta Eyong, the 21-year-old center forward who, again, was playing at Villarreal last season, was really shining, making waves in the Spanish league. So Barcelona made a late move for him in the summer transfer market, but he ended up joining Levante, and now in Levante, he's doing even better than what he did last season. So far, he has scored 5 goals and provided 3 assists in 8 matches. That's 1 goal contribution every single match for someone that plays for Levante. You know how difficult that is to do. So, of course, Etta Eyong is still on Barcelona's radar because, of course, next summer, well, the center forward position is going to be the main objective for Barcelona as Lewandowski is set to leave the club. And here's the kicker. Etta Eyong is aware that Barcelona, of course, wanted to sign him this summer. He knows that didn't happen. But his representatives, his entourage stating that he still would be open to come to Barcelona if Barcelona were to approach him again. So if Barcelona try to sign him next summer, he would be willing to come. But of course, the question is, how much is he going to cost? Because Villarreal transferred him to Levante for 3 million euros, but it's reported that that was more of a strategical move where they moved the player there because Cadiz, Etta Eyong came up through the academy of Cadiz. Cadiz still owned a percentage of the player. So by Villarreal selling him to Levante for low, Cadiz get only a small percentage. And then Villarreal buy him back, I'm sure for a little bit more, so Levante can make their money too. And then Villarreal can sell him for a lot more, and then they make money too. Of course, Cadiz being the only one getting screwed. So how much money is Villarreal gonna want next summer? We'll have to wait and see. But Etta Eyong willing to come to Barcelona. Barcelona still have him on their radar. We'll see what happens during next summer. Now on to the big bombshell news from today, because both Bild and Sky, the 2 largest and most reliable news sources in Germany, stating that Barcelona are currently targeting Karim Adeyemi, the 23-year-old right winger, who, by the way, can also play on the left and as a center forward. But the 23-year-old left-footed attacker who currently plows his way at Dortmund has a contract that expires in 2027. And, of course, Dortmund do want to renew him, but it's reported that if Dortmund do not renew him, of course, next summer he will be entering the final year of his contract. And German media sources stating that Barcelona have set their sights on Karim Adeyemi to try to sign him in the summer of 2026. But again, this is only if he doesn't renew with Dortmund, because right now he has a market value of 45 million euros. So if he gets renewed, you can only imagine how much Dortmund are going to want, versus if he doesn't renew, that 45 million euros, can be negotiated down. Now, Karim Adeyemi so far has had a good start for the season, scoring 3 goals and providing 3 assists in 8 matches. And my question to you is, do you think this will be a good signing? Do you think Barcelona should go for Karim Adeyemi? Would you like to see him in a Barcelona kit? Let me know down below in the comment section. And then we'll end today's video with some statements by Pau Cubarsí, because I reviewed a lot of the statements of the players, the coach, and I really liked what Cubarsí had to say. At 18 years old, this guy is much more mature, or I should say mature beyond his years. But this is what Pau Cubarsí had to say about the loss against Sevilla. We're leaving with a rather bad feeling. I think they completely outplayed us in the first half, and we didn't come out with the intensity that this stadium demands. We improved in the second half, but we lacked precision in front of goal, and they didn't let us off the hook. We didn't come out with the intensity that the match required. We came out asleep, and there are no excuses. It's our fault. We have to improve the things we were lacking. I really like these statements by Pau Cubarsí, because no excuses. No excuses. He's saying it's our fault. No excuses. We were asleep, and as a result, we lost. And I really like this, because we used to live in the era of excuses, but it's really good to see now that the players are, admitting that it was their fault. Because again, if it's not your fault, if it's someone else's fault, how are you going to improve, right? There's nothing to improve. It wasn't your fault. But here, Cubarsí admitting that it was his fault, and admitting that, the team came out asleep. Because I'm seeing already, it was the refs, it was Araujo, it's the high line. No. Players came out asleep. That's why we lost. Which, if you look at the silver lining, that's actually a pretty good thing, because it's pretty easy to revert. It's really easy to fix. This is not a problem of, we don't have the tactics, or we don't have the strategy, we don't know what to do, nothing's working. It's pretty simple. Turn it up. That's all you got to do. You can fix that pretty easy. Now, Pau Cubarsí was asked about, the defense not being strong, and that's why Barcelona lost against Sevilla. And this is what Cubarsí had to say. These chances start at the top, and we have to start pressing again like last season. We've relaxed, and that can't happen. We don't have to go overboard, but this is a turning point. So Cubarsio highlighting another thing that I was talking about, because people kept blaming the defense and said, it's not a defense, it's starting all the way at the top. If you lose the ball and you don't press to try to get it back, the other team's going to keep attacking. And it doesn't matter how good your defense is. You can have 4 Pablo Maldinis in your back line. If the opposing team is constantly attacking because you're constantly losing the ball and you're not pressing to get it back, well, the goals are going to come. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. So just another point that I have made, but this time coming from Cubarsi. So if you don't want to listen to me, at least listen to Pau Cubarsi. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Viscarsa.